Hi and welcome along to DR Sports. The Premier League fixtures were released today at 9 a.m. and now we know who's going to be facing who and when, subject to change of course by Sky and TNT and all these TV companies, but where and when throughout the season 2024-25, and at the end of it you have a team that wins the league. Now, first of all, the most significant thing is which game is going to kick off the Premier League. Premier League over the last few seasons have opted with this Friday night game to get the Premier League kicked off. And this season, the game that's going to kick it off on Friday, the 16th of August, is going to be Manchester United versus Fulham. Manchester United versus Fulham. Favourable game for Manchester United, even though Fulham last year, remember that, it wasn't favourable for United last year, but favourable game for them, you would think, playing the first game at home on a Friday night, and that is what is going to kick the season off for the Premier League. Now, just before I get into some of the sort of fixtures or some of the things that have sort of caught my eye about these fixtures, I was just looking at some sort of things that have sort of come up around the fixtures. Now, according to what the stats are saying, Liverpool statistically have the easiest opening six fixtures in comparison to the other big teams or the big six. Wolves have the hardest six opening fixtures when it's been analysed. So that's really interesting that Wolves are going to get off to a tough start. And I know for starters that Wolves have got to go away to Arsenal, my team, on the first game of the season. So that is not an easy game to kick his season off. Also, there's things to take into consideration this season that really weren't a factor last season. First one being, how will teams, especially those big teams, how will they be after these international competitions that are carrying on over the summer? We've got the Euros currently going on here in Europe. And of course, you've got the Copa America about to kick off over there in the States, which is going to feature all of these sort of South American teams and teams over that side of the world. How is that going to affect a lot of players? What state are they going to come back in? Are they going to get a pre-season? Will there be injuries as a result of those competitions going into all these Premier League games? That could be a real factor. Also, you've got to factor in the international breaks. Of course, you've got to start to get World Cup qualification going on. These are big games, World Cup qualification. And there's an international break in September, October, November, and also in March. And that can always have a little effect on teams, how they come back after those breaks. Then you've got to add into it the fact that we've got a brand new Champions League format taking place this year. And that's going to have more games in it this time round. So those teams in the Champions League, and there's four of them, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City. How will they fare now with that extra load of those games? So some interesting factors to take into account. Now, what I did is I took a look at, say, some of the traditional top six teams and their opening five fixtures. Of course, you want to see the full fixture list. We'll have that in the description below. But these are the opening five fixtures for these top six teams. And I want you to tell me who you think has the hardest start to the season. Kick off with my team, Arsenal. It starts with A, so I'm trying to be fair here, right? Arsenal's games, Wolves at home, Aston Villa away, Brighton at home, Tottenham Hotspur, North London derby away, and then Manchester City away. Now, as an Arsenal fan, I think that's a hard start to the season. Villa, of course, Champions League team. You've got the North London derby away against Spurs, and then you've got to go away to Manchester City. That is not easy at all. So that's the Arsenal opening five. Chelsea's opening five fixtures is Manchester City at home, Wolves away, Crystal Palace at home, Bournemouth away, and West Ham United away. Not too bad. I mean, listen, it's hard to start off your first game of the season against Manchester City. Or is it? Do you want to catch City early? City are sort of notoriously not quite as good and it's hard to say that because they're good all season, but sometimes they have a slight drop-off at the start of the season. Could that benefit Chelsea by having them that first game? Liverpool's opening 5 fixtures: away at Ipswich, home to Brentford, away at Manchester United, home to Nottingham Forest, home to Bournemouth. Now, that does seem like a favourable start to the season, if you ask me. Although, you never really want to play a promoted team away from home in your first game of the season. I mean, playing Ipswich, they're going to be right up for that game. The fans are going to be up for it. You know, you don't really want to be playing them teams like away from home for your first game. You want to catch them later on. That's when little shocks can take place. But you would expect them to win against Ipswich, against Brentford. United's a tough one for them away. But Forest at home, Bournemouth at home, that's favourable for Arne Slot, the brand new manager coming in at Liverpool. He must be very happy to see that fixture list. Now, what about Manchester City, the champions? They've got Chelsea away, Ipswich at home, West Ham away, Brentford at home, and Arsenal at home. So, a bit of a mixed bag in there. You know, Chelsea away is difficult, definitely. Ipswich at home, they'd be happy to get, promoted team at home. West Ham away, West Ham, brand new manager, Lopetegui, that won't be easy. Brentford at home, they should be all right. And then Arsenal at home, tough game. So, mixed bag there for Manchester City. Manchester United's opening 5 games. As I said already, they've got the first game of the season, Fulham at home. Then they go away to Brighton, Liverpool at home, Southampton at home, and Crystal Palace away. I guess they'd be happy with that, to Eric Ten Hag. Chance to get off to a winning start. And then Tottenham. Tottenham's opening 5 fixtures. Leicester City away. Again, as I said when I was talking about Liverpool, do you want a brand new promoted team away from home? That's a Monday night game for them as well, for Tottenham. There'll be a lot of pressure on them. They'll be going to, a Leicester team that's going to be pumped up for that game. Everton at home. Newcastle away, Arsenal at home, Brentford at home. Mixed bag again there, not the easiest. As I said, newly promoted team in Leicester, the champions of the championship. That won't be easy. Newcastle away is never easy. Arsenal at home, North London derby, anything can happen. That's quite a tough start there for Tottenham Hotspurs. Now let's take a look at the run-ins for all of these teams. Arsenal's run-in is this. If they're in any position to win the league, this is Arsenal's run-in. Palace at home, Bournemouth at home, Liverpool away, Newcastle at home, Southampton away. As an Arsenal fan, I'm quite happy with that run-in. That's, obviously, you don't want to be going away to Anfield at any time. But, apart from that, that's quite a favourable run-in. But check out Manchester City's run-in. They'll be happy with this. Villa at home, Wolves at home, Southampton away, Bournemouth at home, Fulham away. I suggest that any team, including my own team, Arsenal, if you want to win the league, you better try and get a lead up before it gets into those games, because that's quite an easy run-in for Manchester City. Liverpool's run-in, this one's quite hard. Spurs at home, Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, Brighton away, Palace, who beat them last season, remember, at home. Not the easiest run-in for Arne Slot. Tottenham's run-in. Liverpool away, West Ham away. And West Ham never want to do any favours to Spurs. Palace at home, Villa away, Brighton at home. Again, remembering Tottenham's finish of the season this year, they better get some sort of lead ahead if they want to be looking in good shape. Chelsea's running. Everton at home, Liverpool at home, Newcastle away, Manchester United at home, Forest away. Not an easy running, but some good home games there for them. They're going to have to get their home form together. And Manchester United's running. Bournemouth away, Brentford away, West Ham at home, Chelsea away, Villa at home. Not too bad. Got to go away to Chelsea though. Got Villa at home in that, but not too bad. A lot of away games in that running. So those are some of the run-ins. And just looking at some of the notable fixtures, some of the fixtures that we're looking out for. I mean, the Man United-Liverpool game, that takes place on the 31st of August. That's tasty. Spurs versus Arsenal, the North London derby, first one taking place on the 14th of September. Can't wait for that. Manchester City versus Arsenal, the 21st of September. Two of the teams that many people consider the favourites. The first Merseyside derby is going to be on the 7th of December. That is actually taking place at Everton. So that'll be a big test for Arne Slot. Remember, they famously lost there last season, and that's when they lost their way in trying to win the league. Spurs versus Chelsea, the 7th of December. That's another good game. Manchester City versus Man United again. That's another great one. The Manchester derby on the 14th of December. Liverpool versus United on the 4th of January. And United versus City 5th of April. Some tasty, tasty games there. So, the fixtures are out. If you want to see the full fixtures, as I said, you can check out any of our social media sites right now on DR Sports. You can also look in the description. We're going to put it in there as well. And also, I'd like to know from you guys, based off of looking at the fixtures now, who do you think is going to win the league? Who do you think is going to win the league based off of what you've seen of the fixtures? Thanks for watching DR Sports. Don't forget to check out all of our content here. We've got the Euros covered here. We've got some great watch-alongs, including the next England game against Denmark. You don't want to miss that. And also, don't forget to sign up to Playback. We're going to be doing some exclusive watch-alongs and content over there. So sign up to Playback right now. The link is in the description. Absolutely free to sign up, and you can get some great content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.